Hello! Welcome to the third episode of the How to Make a Steal A Brainrot framework tutorial series. In our last episode, we added rarities and rarity spawning. We also added as a bonus custom walk animations. In this video, we are going to be adding billboard GUIs that go above the character's head when they spawn that will display the information of the character that spawned in. We will also be adding a state manager, and I already have it in my modules, but in the video's description you will actually find yourself the model here, which will give you your state manager. The reason why we are not coding this is because the state manager I actually got from a separate tutorial that we will be using in this video. It also comes with animation handler, but we're not going to be using this, so you can just delete that. Then you're going to drag this into modules. Now I already have it there, so I'm just not going to do that. So what the state manager is going to do is in the future, when we actually add stunning and all that, this here is going to allow us to have stunning, and we can go in a script and say, if state manager dot has state stun, then don't do that or something. It's going to be very helpful in the future, but for now we're just going to leave state manager in there. Now let's actually start making the billboard GUI. So go into replicated storage, go into units, and just grab out any unit. I'm going to grab out the common one, rig one, and I'm going to drag him into the workspace. So here he is. And you're going to insert a billboard GUI just into him. You're going to set his adorny, this property here, to the head. You will see this little blue box. Now, this billboard GUI isn't going to be the prettiest thing in the world. I plan later on to make a episode where we actually update any UI that's in the game. That won't be until probably later. But for right now, this will just be a kind of quick example on how you would go about making this. So the next thing you would do is we're gonna want to increase the size of it. We don't want it to be this small. So we're gonna do 0.2, 0, 0.5, 0. Let's see how big that is. Okay. Well, it just disappeared. So let's actually not do that. Let's do 550. Nope. 550. Ah, right, that's length. So 200 can be the length. That's fine, I guess. And then as for the height, let's actually triple that. Actually, let's do 250. And then we're just gonna do a extends offset of about 3, 7, 6. That's good. And we'll actually make this a bit smaller, actually, maybe 150. And 200. Yeah, that's good. And then we will set, actually, let's do world offset 6. And then that should be good. So now you might be like, oh wow, okay, so we have our thing. I am actually gonna switch this to 100. No, not 100, 150, sorry. Okay, now let me finish. So, you might be like, okay, so now we have this billboard GUI, but how do we add stuff? Now, if you don't know, again, like I said in all of my tutorials by now, I hope you know at least a little bit of knowledge about Studio, but I will explain this because billboard GUIs are always kind of crazy to me. I never really got to learn them that well. I'm still slowly learning them. But in the future, when we actually get to make this billboard UI look better, I will definitely make sure that this will be good for you guys. It'll look nice for you guys. So, inside of billboard GUI, you're going to click on the plus, and you're going to insert a text label. Now, this text label is going to be the name. Now, for me, depending on whatever size you put, but for my size, it's already centered perfectly how it should be. But you could always go into the text label, scroll down to size, and you can do 1, 0, and then whatever you want your length to be. I'll do 0.1. Actually, we'll do 0.25. Yeah, 0.25 works. And there you go. The reason why we're doing 1 here is because 1 will make it the entire length. If we do, and then this is the depth, and we don't want it to be 1 here because then it just takes up the whole square. So we want this to be a smaller number than 1, which in my case it's 0.25, 0.35. There we go. So we're going to set the background of this to be transparent. We're going to set the text to be scaled, and you're going to name this to be the not name, we'll do character name. The reason why we're not going to just do name is because if you did name, we can't, it'll think you're trying to get the name of the billboard GUI, because in scripting, you can't have two things that are the same name. So, we're going to scroll down here to the actual labeling, and we are going to make this say, we'll do character. This will be updated later on, so don't worry about this. We will update this in scripting. You can make the font whatever you want. I'm going to go probably Fredoka. I'm going to make the text color white. I'm going to make the, what's it, light? No. Isn't it on top? What's that one setting? Sorry. Okay, I can't find it. It's whatever. We'll do text stroke transparency to be 0 so that we get that little stroke there. And I think that should, or, well, could actually be it. Let's make sure one last time. Yeah, but that can be it. So this will be our character name. So when it spawns in, it would be rig1. But we want this to just be character because we'll update this. I want you to duplicate this now. And I want you to make the position where you have your original size. For me, I did 0.35. So I'm going to make the position be for the height 0.35. So it's right under. This right here is going to be your rarity. So I'm actually going to make this just a little bit smaller than my, nope, not position, here, than my name. I'm also gonna actually, nah. Okay, never mind. You're going to rename this into rarity name. Or you could just do rarity. I think that's better. Yeah, rarity. I'm going to set mine to just say rarity. You can make the text color whatever you want. I'll just do whatever that is. Sure, that works. You're going to duplicate this. And then you're going to add whatever. So I did 0.15. So you're going to add that to this. In this case, this should be, I think, 50. Yep. Or 0.5, my bad. Then this is going to be your price. Or, well, and this actually is going to be the generation. So money generation. So we will set this to green. We'll set this to something. We'll do $, question mark, question mark, question mark, /s. And then lastly, you're gonna we're actually gonna set the color of this to be a different color than green. Actually, no, we don't need to. You're gonna duplicate this one last time, and you're gonna add again your positions. So 0.5 plus 1.5. That's gonna be 6.65. There it is. And then this will be the very last one, and this is gonna be, like I said before, the price. And mine will be another question mark. And I'm gonna set the color of this to be yellow. So I'm actually just not gonna make this text scaled. I'm gonna make it a specific thing. Actually, yeah, no, we'll do text scaled. Let me turn bold off. No. It's whatever. Okay, so now we have our thing. Also, make sure you can just go to the search bar, go to type in humanoid, and click on all your humanoids for all of your units, and make sure you set the display distance type to none so that name isn't there. Just a side little thing. So now we have this. We can actually update our billboard GUI to be a little bit less in height. Actually, no, we can't. Not mine. But that should be it for the name. I'm gonna make the extend go down by a little bit more. And a little bit more. I think we'll make it a little bit higher, actually. So 4. And there we go. So now the next thing we're going to do is you'll notice as I go away, it just kind of stays there and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. That's actually a setting we're going to update in the billboard GUI. So you're going to scroll down to max distance. And you're going to set this to just your own number. I'm going to do 25. So now when I'm 25 away, it disappears. Very useful. That will be a key detail in billboard GUIs that we're going to use. Sorry for pausing a lot. I'm just trying to think of the way to explain how we're going to be using because we're going to make other billboard GUIs as well. So I'm just trying to explain this in the best way possible. Anyway, that's the billboard GUI done and done. You're going to rename this to, we'll do headline UI. And you are going to drag and drop this into server storage. No, actually, we're going to do replicated. Just drop it in. So, we're going to do inside of character handler. You're going to open up your character handler script. And you're going to scroll up to the top, and we're going to actually make a new character handler function. So we're going to do function character handler dot update overhead UI. And then this is going to take the character and also the actually no, I think just the character. So we're going to grab the config. This will be used for later on when we add the actual stats. We're going to come back to this function later on because, for example, the price and stuff, that config thing we added last episode is going to actually be used for updating those stuff. So let's actually do that now, actually. Let's do that. So go into, I guess, reg1 since it's already here. Open its config, and you're going to click the plus. And we're going to add the things we need. Obviously, we want to add the price. So insert a number value, and we're going to name this price. This is going to be the amount of money you need in order to purchase it, so it goes to your base and starts making you money. We're going to set rig 1. I'm going to set this to be 50. And we're going to duplicate this. And you're going to name this money gen. And this is going to be how much money it generates. So in this case, I'm going to do 15. Now you're going to duplicate these two values. Just type up config in the search, and you're going to paste it into every other one. Now you can go through and update these. So rig 3 is an epic, so I'm going to make the money gen to 50, while the price will be maybe 1,000. I'm going to go to rig 4. I'm going to go to the price, and I'm going to set this. It's a legendary, so we'll do 1,500 for a money gen of 500. And then I'll do rare with the price of 150 to give you a generation of 50. There we go. Beautiful. So we can actually also drag this back into common. We won't need this anymore. Now we can go back here. So we're going to make a variable for each of our values. So you're going to do local price equals config colon find first child price. You can just duplicate this and paste it, because now you're going to find the money gen lowercase m, and this is going to be for money gen. So we're going to grab the actual headline UI. So local headline UI equals replicated storage colon wait for child headline UI colon clone. So we're going to clone it, and we're going to put it into the character. So headline UI dot parent equals character. Headline UI dot adorny equals character colon wait for child head. If price and money gen, then, so if both of those exist, then we're going to find a price label, which I make sure we're going to get the price label, which we named it just price, and we're going to get the money gen, money label, I guess we can do money generation. We need the name label, character name, and lastly we need the rarity label, which is just rarity. So if they exist, then we're going to set the price label dot text to be equal to a $sign dot dot price dot value. So what this does is okay, the price will say 50, let's say, but by adding these two dots and the $sign, it'll be $50. It's kind of just adding it onto the text string. Very cool little thing you can do. We can also do this for the money label. So money label dot text equals $sign dot dot money gen dot value dot dot slash s. So there you go. We can do the name label dot text equals the character.name. And lastly, we can do this for rarity. Make sure we do this. Add the rarity up here as a second thing, so we can make rarity equal to rarity. And then lastly, all we need to do is at the bottom here, we can just do headline UI dot enabled equals true. Then add an else, warn price value and money gen value do not exist, and then we can return. So this is going to be it. Make sure you go to your headline UI and replicated storage and you set enable to be false. Now we're just going to copy this line, scroll down to when it gets. Sorry about that. The next thing we're going to do is paste under when it gets parented. And we are going to update character to be clone and leave rarity how it is. So let's do a quick run and see if it works. Infinite, sorry, this is it, my bad. This was from testing earlier. Don't worry about that. Now it should work. Spawns in. Ooh, we got an error. Attempt to end it. Oh, that's also just for me. Sorry about this. This won't be for you. This is just a me thing. You don't need to do what I'm doing real quick. Track dot equals clone dot humanoid colon dot animator colon load animation walk track colon play. Okay. Now we can test. I'm very sorry. That's just the animation handler that I was trying to use, but I ended up not wanting to use it. As you can see, here it is. The character spawns, name is updated, the rarity is updated, the money is updated, so there's rig 1, and all of it's updated. Now, we might want to probably change the color of that, we might want to change the color of the rarity, so let's actually do that. So, if rarity equals common, then we can do that dot text color 3 equals from RGB. We can set that to gray. Copy this. We can do an else if it's rare. Then we can do like a light blue. Yeah, we can do a light blue. We can copy and paste to do a epic, which will be a nice purple. That's not purple. That's purple. And we can lastly do an else, which will be a legendary, which will be like a orange of some sort. So now this should work. We should have rarity label colors now. Yep, there we go. Rig 1 is now common. The common sign is now gray. Rig 2 is now rare, so it's blue. And so on and so forth. Beautiful work. This was quite long of an episode. We hit the 25 minutes. Now, probably after editing, it won't be that long, but for what we have, it is quite a long episode. So that's going to be it for today. I'll see if I can try to release another episode later today. And in that episode, that is where we will actually work on probably bases, because I feel like we're at a point now that we don't need to do this pathing system. We have the spawning, we have them walking, we have all of it. So I feel like what we'll do next episode is we will do the building of the base, which will be like a sped up thing. We will do the spawning, so when the player spawns in, it will put them to a random base that's on the map. And we will do like the screen GUI of the base name updating. We are actually pretty far into this already, and we're only 2 episodes in, but that's going to be it for this one, though. So, if you want to see more things like this, I would appreciate if you could please subscribe. You don't have to. I'd appreciate it if you did. And also, if you would like, please follow my Roblox account. I'd like to get verified. But that's it for me, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.